Ani Scrapping in My Own Private Idaho, and today we are continuing on the third day of Christy's Beautiful Life, and we are doing Christy's Beautiful Life, and this is day 3. I'm also combining it with Title Tuesday, and this will be the title that I will leave in the description below. It will be a link. It is actually one that I found on Cricut Design Space file, and I just subtracted so I didn't have to cut out the small pieces. I'm not in love with how my E and my D looks, but it still is better than having to piece all those together. So I wanted to show you really quickly what I used. So for this I made, and well, first of all, let me go ahead and show you the sketch. The sketch that we are doing today is by Valerie Spencer, and I had it printed off, and of course I immediately lost it as soon as I turned the recording on. So this is a sketch that we're doing today. I did change it quite a bit. You'll see it in the still pictures on my Facebook page, which is Joy Ani Scrapping in My Own Private Idaho. And I have some still pictures of this. So it's by Valerie Spencer. She has used diamonds, but I wanted to use my cool pendants. So I just purchased from the new annual catalog of Stampin' Up. They have these pendants. And so these are the large pendants that I used. You can see how many you get, and I'll leave the purchasing information in the description below, and you can see how many you get. So I used the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th one, and I also used this very large alphabet, and it looks like this. This is how I store mine. I store mine on my old Close to My Heart magnetic strips that they used to send with them. I do have a thing for thin cuts. I put them in this, and then I have an envelope, a 3-ring spiral envelope that I store. I got it at a garage sale, of course. And there's so many of them, you can see how many there are, that I actually, I need to buy another one of these and then have, it takes up 3. So it's quite large, but it's quite fun also. So I also used, so these flowers are embossed, and I wanted to show you how I did that. I did a lot of this prep work, of course, off camera because we don't want the video to be that long. And I am having problems with, can you see all that? I'm gonna just, when I go to expand it, I'm not for sure if you can see. I don't want to cut off what I'm doing with my hands. So I'm going to move my camera. I apologize for making you terribly dizzy. So you can see the whole layout. Okay, there. Is that right? Oh, come on. Come on, folks. Okay. So I also wanted this to be, I just can't get in spring today. I don't know what my deal is. Let's try this. I might have to start this over because I don't want to make you seasick. Okay. I changed. I'm actually in the living room, and I thought it would be easier for me to see the whole layout because I do have more space to film. So, well, I think that's as good as it's going to get. Hopefully you'll be able to see. I'll try to put my hands in a way that you can see them. So I also used the Happy Hibiscus stamp set bundle, and this, you can see how I store my things here. So it has these die cuts that go with, and so you can have, it's a clear stamp set, and then you can have the dies that go in it. I'll put these dies on here. This one is part of the hybrid, and you can see from this flower I inked it with Poppy Parade. So I inked mine and I ran it through, and then that's what created these flowers, right like that. And you just place it in here, and it will cut and emboss your flowers at the same time. And I store those all like this. All right, so let's go ahead and put this lovely layout together. So I did change it quite a bit from the intended purpose because I was wanting to make it a companion page to a layout that I did that was featuring my daughter and her granddaughter. So anyway, so I am picking up some things that were on the sketch. I added a center strip in this to the sketch. I changed the diamonds to pendants, and I added an extra picture because I had so many cute ones. So let's go ahead and get this. This is a retired paper pack, and I believe it's called Tropical Paradise. I have made, and a lot of it is I had to piece it because I am running out of this paper pack, and I really wanted to make sure I get all the goodness. So my middle strip is cut at 5 3/4 by 12. I'm going to place it right in the middle, so I am going to have it, okay, and this is 6 inches. So I'm going to be at 3 and 9. And so I'm just going to go ahead and tape it down. This paper was so fun. The reason I loved this side of it, but I didn't use this side because of the flowers that are on, and they were on, I want to say, they're on the island of Maui, maybe. And so then I'm going to go ahead, and so these strips, I'm going to tell you about those. You can see that this is where I pieced it because I was out of this paper, and I didn't want to be. I'm going to put, actually I think I'm going to put my banners down first because that will help me place where these are going to go. And so my banners are about 2.5 inches. So I think I'm going to start at 1.5 and 1.5, 4.5, and 7.5. And then I'm going to look at that and see, is that pretty centered? Maybe a quarter, move it over a quarter more. And then, if I'm doing my math correctly, that makes it centered. So I'm going to go ahead and put that and see how pretty it is on this side too. I wish they'd bring back this pack. When I was with Close to My Heart, they had bring back my pack, and I love this pack mainly because my kids, my son-in-law loves to vacation, so that would be great if they brought this pack back, because all of it is so fun. They have one that it has like a VW bus and it's got a Hawaiian print. Well, I guess it's not maybe it's a, I don't know what kind of car it is, but it's kind of fun. All right, so I'm going to put this here, and then I'm going to put my dad. So you can see the light side. I'm going to put these together, light side and dark side, and I love that because if you're trying, this is a retired paper pack. So sometimes if you have a retired paper pack, you may not have all the plain colors that go with it, but with the two-tone paper, you can just kind of throw an extra color in there. So that's going to spell Dad, and this is going to go on the Father's Day calendar page, because I always do calendars for my family. Okay, so this one, I want it kind of centered between the bottom and the top. So I'm thinking it is 5.5 inches wide. This piece is 5, and this is 5.5. So let's see. If I put it, I think 2.25 inches, I think that will be good, because I don't think I want it any lower than that. So that's 2.25 inches from the bottom. And I did kind of retrofit that other layout that I did. And it's a similar title, and it's also on Title Tuesday. If you go to my playlist, I have all the Title Tuesdays. And we have my fun title. I forgot, but I'm going to put these at the side because I'm kind of warming these in, and I am going to put this up on foam tape. I'm not going to glue it down right now because I just remembered I want to put it up on foam tape, and I don't want to mess that up. I'm going to have these kind of be at an angle, and I'm going to have this one slide off kind of a little bit, so I'm going to do that there. She's looking in this way and that way, so that makes me happy. I am kind of bad about, it really does kind of bug me when they're not looking in the right direction, but I'm so cheap, if I print them wrong, it's hard for me to go back and make them correct. So that one goes there. I'm going to foam tape this, and I have a tag that I'm going to put in, so that way I can journal. And this is Stampin' Up! Ribbon, and I believe it's also retired. I'm going to put my flowers, so I'm also going to foam take those up, so I'm not going to put it down, but when you come on, you'll see the finished product. I want it to kind of overlap, and I do really like this right here that shows you how you can, that was with the inking. So I'm going to go ahead and place that here, and the hybrid embossing is one of my favorites. And you can see this is what it cut out, some of it, and then you can see how I could fussy cut around the rest of these, and they're really quite beautiful. And you could just have it as a background. I love the hybrid embossing folders. If I see embossing folders, I shout hooray and then put it in my cart. That one goes there. And I will say, at the time of this recording, Stampin' Up! Is having what they call a sweet sale, and it is very sweet. Pun is intended. And there's some deals to be had. So there was a couple of sweets that I was waiting on because you want it all, but you can't afford it all. But the sweet sale is you buy one, you get the second one 50% off. So I wanted a kind of expensive one, so me and a friend got together and were ordering the two together because it had a high price point and you had to pay for the more expensive items, so I wanted to make sure I got a good deal. Okay, so this is, now I'm going to make sure that you can see what I've just done. I don't know if we need that extra one. Okay, so I will let you see what I just did at the bottom. And that is my layout. I hope you will like and subscribe to my channel and continue to follow along. Remember, there are lots of people that are playing on in Christy's Beautiful Life, and you can get lots of inspiration. I hope you have a great day, and we will talk to you tomorrow on day 4. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe.